What's up, guys? I'm back to do another quick little hands-on sort of video here. I had this Swiftech H220-X2 Prestige installed in a build, which if you want to see what it looks like installed, look at my previous video, but that build now is getting custom water cooling, so I'm going to be putting this up for sale, and before I did that, I figured I'd go ahead and kind of give my impressions and my thoughts on it. Since a lot of people on the water cooling forums were asking questions about it, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of information out there. So anyway, it's an all-in-one loop. It's similar to the EK Predator, where it's essentially a collection of like custom loop parts that are pre-assembled into an all-in-one cooler. So it doesn't have the Ace-Tech pump built into the CPU block. It's got its own pump, which is, it looks like a DDC pump, but I guess it's not, but it's the same concept. But similar to the previous version of this, I think what sets it apart and what people really like about it is just the looks of it. It kind of gives you the look of a custom loop with the clear tubing and the reservoir and all that for a much cheaper price. I think this sells for like $200, which isn't really that bad for what you get. A similar 240 millimeter AIOs could cost you 120 for like a Corsair H100i or 100i GTX or version 2 or whatever they're calling it now. But anyway, the benefits you're going to get over this is expandability, customizable components so you can add to the loop. I don't really know. I would assume that you could add in maybe one or two GPU blocks. I don't see any reason why this pump wouldn't be able to handle it. With the Prestige, you get the noise blocker fans, which are nice. Honestly, I'd never even heard about them until this thing, but people seem to be making a big deal out of it, so it's whatever. Everything's PWM controlled. It comes with its own little hub, which not only controls the fans, but the pump and the lighting as well. So there's LED lights built in, and I'm going to show you guys here so you can kind of see. There's one in the block, which I wasn't using because I put UV dye in here, so I just wanted the glow of the fluid in here. And there's this thing here, which is one of the things I absolutely hate about this cooler, and once I turn these on, I'll show you why. But if you're not using the LEDs, it's a stupid translucent white bar at the top, and when the LEDs are on, they look ridiculous. So I hope that maybe when they make another one of these, they take this off of here. That's just my opinion. There's probably people that like it, so sorry if I offended you, but I think it looks ridiculous. One of the things that I thought was really annoying about this is the fans come pre-installed, and they're actually mounted as intake. So maybe if you knew that you were going to be mounting this in the front of your case, you wouldn't really have to do much. Since they're pre-installed, they actually used just a single screw down in this section here. I don't even know what to call this, but anyway, these were a real pain in the ass to get out and flip the fans around. I had to find a real skinny flathead screwdriver that would fit through this hole to unscrew these instead of a standard like pass-through screw, which it comes with. So I don't know. I don't really know why they made that decision, but I had this mounted in the top of the case as exhaust, as a lot of people commonly do. So I had to go through the trouble of flipping these around. So that was a little bit of a hassle. I figured it out, but I feel like they could have done a better job with that. It's 28 millimeter thick radiator, so it's going to fit the same as most any of your other AIO coolers. Size-wise, I don't really see any issues other than the fact that you've got this extra stuff to contend with. You clearly don't have the option to mount fans on this side, so that may deter people. Again, I don't really think that's a big deal, but whatever. The only thing that is a little frustrating is because of the way this is mounted on here, I guess you could have it mounted in your case like this, but who wants to look at it like that? So you are pretty much limited to, if you wanted to look right, mounting it, if you're going in the front of the case, you'd mount it like this, or if it's going in the top, you'd mount it like this. So your tubes are going to be restricted to essentially coming out from the one side. So Flexibility is limited, not technically, but if you want it to look right, it is. You know, other than that, it's the swivel on the fittings is nice, so it does allow you some leeway there to kind of get your tubing routed. Technically, you could like cut this tubing if you wanted to and reinstall it. You can drain this. There's a fill port, which is how I added the dye. It comes with, I think, 3 colors of dye: red, blue, and green, maybe. Let me see real quick. No, red, blue, and yellow. Is that right? I added the Mayhem's UV green with a combo of laser green, and it's actually worked out really well. Again, if you want to see it mounted in the case, go ahead and take a look at my previous video. But anyway, so this doesn't go too long, let me show you. So there's a little button here that you press to cycle through. Actually, let me turn it on. That would make sense. Now, I don't know how loud this is going to pick up on camera. I obviously don't have the PWM controller plugged into a header on a motherboard, so it's going to just be running at full speed. So it would be louder than it normally would, but to give it power so you can see the LEDs. So yeah, you see, I mean, this looks so cheesy to me. I mean, and you cycle through like a dimness of each color, and then so yeah, there's colors to choose from. It's not like you have full RGB control. And then that, I mean, God, could you see? I mean, this just needs to go. Like, it's gimmicky, it's stupid, it's a waste, it looks terrible. I don't know. This be much cleaner if this was gone. It was just all black, because I just don't see anyone. This thing looks so nice and sophisticated. This block looks amazing. The fittings look nice. It's like a dark nickel color, and then this cheesy ass light bar here to me is, I don't know. I guess it looked all right when I had it mounted in there and just had it turned off. I'd rather not see this white section here, but yeah, I got bright lights shining on here, but you can see even this UV reactive green dye is just insanely bright. But anyway, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't really know much more to say about it. It actually comes in the box exactly like this. It's extremely easy to mount this block. I mean, there's a back plate. There's some nuts that go on the front. I mean, that was a breeze. As far as I know, it fits. It actually has adapters for AMD sockets, but it's pre-installed with the Intel ones. It's a nickel. I don't know what you want to call that. But anyway, so that's it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment. You know, like this if you want me to make more videos like this. I'm just kind of doing these on a whim, and like I said, I saw a bunch of people were asking questions about it, so I figured I'd just give my input. I don't know if this is going to help anyone or not to make a decision. I think that aside from the hassle of the way the fans are mounted and this stupid LED thing here, it's worth $200 for the look of it if you want like a kind of more of a custom look on a budget. I think the EK Predator is not as flashy looking, but maybe a little bit cleaner look. And you may just like EK better than Swiftech. But all in all, I haven't had it. I ran this for 3 months, didn't have any issues with it. Performance-wise, I mean, let's be honest, it's probably not going to be much better than any of your other AIO coolers, or even a nice air cooler for that matter. It's not going to compare to a full custom loop, but it does the job just fine. But I think the reason you would spend the extra money on this is because you want the look of it, which it does look really good. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.